We're gonna step this right foot on the mat and then pull the knee into the chest. Get a little bit of openness here. Then we're gonna take this foot and we're just gonna start to rock into that hip. So almost like you're holding a baby, you could have maybe the foot and the crook of the elbow. So I'm doing my right foot first. Doesn't matter which way you start. It's just kind of rocking that hip back and forth. Getting some motion and movement. And then we'll switch sides. So step the left foot, pull the knee into the chest, sit up nice and tall. And then start to rock your little leg baby on the other side. So I do like to take the foot and the crook of the elbow. For some people, that's going to be a little too much. Check in with the breath, nice and easy, flowing in and out through the nose. And then release. Find your way back to your comfortable seat. We'll pull the chest and chin forward, find some seated cat-cow. So inhale the chest and the chin forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Just get a little spinal warm up here. It's important to get the whole body warmed up, not just focus on one area. So maybe find a few extra rounds of breath in one of these. One more full round. And then we'll come back to neutral. Drop the chin to the chest. Rise it up. Gaze over the right shoulder. Gaze over the left. One more time through. So we're warming up the neck because we will find a few little gentle full spinal twists while we are in our hip poses. Just want to make sure it's nice and warm. Anything else you need to do from the seated posture? Maybe roll the shoulders, roll the neck out. We're gonna move to hands and knees, and I'm gonna face the other way that I normally do, just so you can see what's happening easier on the right leg. So drop the hips side to side. Just drop the hips to the right and then to the left. Maybe start to make these more full body motions. Starting to find a figure 8, rolling the hips to one side and then back up to the opposite wrist. When you feel ready, we'll isolate just the right leg and we'll start to lift the right leg up. Now, this isn't the yoga name for it, but basically little doggy fire hydrants. So just starting to strengthen the outside of that right hip. Take 2 more. Last one, hold. And then we'll step the right foot outside of the right hand. So maybe you start to wiggle the right foot forward, you start to step the hands forward. Finding a little bit of a gentle lizard lunge here. So right foot is outside of the hands. And just slow it back, start to straighten out the leg. A little wider half split. So this is different. We're keeping the right foot outside of the hands. Come back to your little lizard. Take it back. And then come back into your lizard. We're going to stay here. So you may want to push the back knee back. Maybe you stay upright on the hands. Maybe you can start to come to the elbows. Maybe if that feels like too much, come back, back out. 3 rounds of breath. Bring it back. We'll shoot this right leg up and lift. So getting into the fronts of the hips. So you're trying to get that thigh parallel or maybe a little higher than parallel. 2 more. So we inhale as we extend and find length. We exhale as we round it in. And then shake it out. We'll take all that on the other side, but first we're going to tuck into a down dog. So tuck the toes, lift the chest high and back. Walk your dog out. So bend one knee then the other. Find some movement. We're gonna find three-legged dog. So we're gonna lift the right leg, take a bend in the knee, open the hip, and then find those same circles from this posture. If it feels better to stay on the hands and knees, that's fine. But circling like you're drawing on the wall with your knee, drawing a nice big circle. And then plant the right foot to meet the left. Drop it back down to the knees. So we'll take all that on the other side. I'm going to flip around again so you can see a little better. Maybe shake the hips out side to side if you need to. And then we'll start those little fire hydrant leg raises. So lift the left knee straight away from the hip. It almost feels a little like Jane Fonda-ish. I think that's the right reference. Mom, correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll do 5 total, so 2 more. Awesome. Shake the legs out. And then the next time we'll lift the leg, step it forward, find your lizard lunge. So bend into that front knee. Left foot is on the outside of the hand, so both hands are inside of the left foot. Find a little movement here, so straighten out the front leg, flow it back to your lizard, straighten out, and then settle into this lizard pose. So right foot can start to walk towards the edge of the mat. Maybe it's more comfortable to start to come to the outside blade of the left foot. Find your breath. Option to go to the elbows or stay here. Slowly start to bring the left knee back in, shake it out. We'll find those opening on the front side of the hip. So lift the toes, and then pull the knee in, extend. So we're just finding some space on the front side. So it's important that we're lengthening and strengthening all across all these muscles. 1 or 2 more depending on where you are. Then we'll move into our down dog, find those elevated hip circles. Tuck the toes, press the chest back. Walk your dog out, bend one knee and the other, finding some movement. And then lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Take a bend in the knee, open the hip. So the left heel is dropping towards the right glute. And then draw those circles. Draw on that wall next to you with your knee. Try to keep the shoulders squared to the front. And then drop it down, shake it out. We'll melt it back into child's pose, so take the knees wide. Drop the hips towards the heels, walk the chest out. Rest the head down. Take 5 rounds of breath in this child's pose. We'll find a cleansing breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Slowly start to roll up. Come back down to seated. Take soles of the feet together. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, hinge it forward. So maybe you press the elbows into the legs. Maybe you're up here, but try to lift up out of the waist before you hinge forward. Two more rounds of breath. Slowly rise back up. A few rounds of breath. We'll just find that motion again, rocking the baby. See if you can get a little bit farther across the body with the leg. Just finding some nice, easy movement, and then switch. So we're warming our body up to find deeper hip poses later in the practice. And come back, pull the knees into the chest, roll over, find your way back to your tabletop. We'll move into down dog, always an option to stay in your tabletop. Find a little bit more movement, bending one knee to the other. And then find some stability here. Right leg lifts. Bend in that knee, but pull the knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, extend. 2 more times. Option to do this from the knees. Pull the knee to the elbow. Inhale, extend. Last time, pull the knee to the elbow and squeeze. Inhale, extend. Awesome. Other side. Use your strength. Left leg lifts. Bend the knee. Pull the knee to the elbow and squeeze. Exhale as you squeeze. Inhale as you rise. Last time. And hold. Pull it back. Then find your child's pose. Knees wide. Toes together. Melt it down. Cleansing breath, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Start to walk the hands up. We'll find some of you guys were on day 5, did some of these postures, our reverse table. So just make sure the blanket's not really in your way. We're gonna work again on the front side of the hips. So scooch the bum closer to the heels. Fingertips turn towards the hips. Plant the soles of the feet into the earth. Lift up just a little bit. Find how much space you have. Drop it down. Press soles of the feet and hands into the mat and lift. Start to maybe come into that full reverse table. We'll do this 3 more times. So option to find some more space and hold. So we inhale as we extend. Exhale as we come down. Last time. So option here, if you want a little bit more in the hips, we're going to take that same reverse table, but with one ankle crossed. If that feels like more than what you want this morning, just cross the right ankle above the left knee, scooch the hips in towards the heels, and stay right here. Still getting some opening in the hip. If you want a little bit more, same position for the reverse table, just crossing the ankle and lift. We'll take 3 on each side. Check in with the breath. Use the breath to propel you forward. Awesome. And then we'll all stay here. Find a little rest. Maybe turn the fingertips back. Open through the chest. And then straighten out the left leg. Keep the cross here. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. So the right ankle is still crossed across. Lengthen and strengthen in both legs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, start to walk it forward. It's getting deeper into that right hip. Left foot is flexed, right foot is flexed. Start to walk it back. Replace both soles of the feet on the earth. I'll switch to the other side. So we'll do those reverse tables with the hip opening and the cross. Option to just cross left ankle, scooch the bum towards the heels and stay here. Or option to find those 3 reverse tables. So press sole of the right foot, palms into the mat and extend. Got some nice little pops. Great, we'll all scooch the bum forward, find a few rounds of rest here. Maybe turn the fingertips back the other way, give the wrist a break. And then straighten the right leg out, keeping the left leg just as it is. Flex both toes, sit up nice and tall, and start to hinge forward. So you start to walk forward. You'll get some length down the right leg and hopefully some opening in the left hip. Slowly start to walk it back. Pull both knees into the chest. Take the hands back behind, and then we'll just windshield wiper the knees a little side to side. Option here to allow the knees to drop to the left. Start to look over the right shoulder. Maybe you want a little twist. Left hand can come to the right knee, you twist open. Slowly release. Windshield wiper the knees a few times. Well, a squeaky part of my floor. Sorry for the extra noise. Then drop the knees to the right. Let them start to fall all the way to the right if there's space. And then maybe you start to gaze towards the left option. Take the right hand to the knees and start to find a little twist. Come back to center. Again, allow soles of the feet to come together, knees fall wide. So finding that diamond pose in the legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Inhale, rise. So across the ankles, start to roll back over. Step it back into our down dog. Walk your dog out, bend one knee and the other. So you're finding this nice upside down V. Fingertips are spread nice and wide, and you're pressing the chest towards the thighs. The ears are coming right in between the upper parts of the arms. Just like before, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Take a bend in the knee, open the hip. Find some circles again. Extend this right leg long, pull the right knee into the chest and step it through. So we're gonna find a lunge here. So high on the back toes. Start to rise up. Open and lengthen the arms high. Find your breath. Strong in the back leg. Option, interlace the fingers behind, open the chest. Stay here or hinge forward, find a humble warrior. Start to drop the chest in by the thigh. Slowly rise back up. Again, we'll plant the hands on the inside of the foot. Find this lizard lunge. This time, back leg can be long and strong. I'll move to the other side just so you can see better. So right foot to the outside of the hands. Option to stay high on the back leg to get a little variation from last time, or if it feels better, drop to that knee. So right foot is on the edge of the mat. Maybe start to come on the outside blade of that foot. Find your breath. Maybe find a little rock back and forth. Then we're gonna walk it across to pigeon. So drop to the back knee if you're not there already. Maybe pad your knee. We're gonna walk this right foot across towards the left side of our mat. Bend into the right knee. So if you take yoga at home, Maybe you've done this sleeping pigeon before. We're starting to square off the hips, so level the hips out. You may feel a lot right here. If you need more, you can start to come to the elbows or the mat. We're gonna be here for several rounds of breath. So if this is not comfortable at all in the right hip, flip around, take that same figure four we did before, right ankle over left knee. Stay here and seated or recline back. Same stretch. So your choice where you want to be. We'll be there for several more rounds of breath. Focusing in on the right hip. So notice this right hip has pulled way up. Try to even it out with the left. Try to find some neutrality in the neck. Option here, if you're in this sleeping pigeon version and you want a little quad stretch, press the left hand into the mat, start to bend into the right knee, be gentle with the knee, maybe you reach back, catch the right toes. So if you're on your back, stay where you are. Wherever you are, we'll be here for 3 more rounds of breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. Slowly start to press away. So we're going to drop onto the right hip, swing the left leg around. So I'm going to turn to face you. We did something similar a few days ago, so option, there's still a bend in the right knee, option to pull the left knee into the chest or step the left foot over. Depends on how much space you have here. So get even on the hips, wherever you are. And then we'll sit up nice and tall, big inhale. And then right arm lifts. We're gonna either wrap the knee or take the elbow across. The left arm is back behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe you gaze over the left shoulder. Slowly come back to neutral. Awesome, so we'll take that on the other side. So for me, easiest is to cross at the ankles, and then we'll find our way to our down dog. Shake your hips out. Left foot lifts. Take a bend in the knee. Again, circle the hip. Extend the left leg long, step it through. We're setting up first for our lunge. So feet are on railroad tracks, a little bit of space between them. Pull the thighs in the center line. Slowly start to rise up. So back leg is finding some strength. Make sure the left knee is not coming past the left ankle. Rise the arms up. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Stay here or interlace fingers behind, open the chest. Start to hinge forward, drop the chest on the inside of the left thigh, find humble warrior. Slowly rise back up. Extend the arms back, find your crescent lunge. And then drop the hands on the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot out wide. So stay right where you are. Back leg is elevated. Find your lizard lunge here. Or drop to the back knee and tuck the back toes. Find your same lizard lunge as we did before. So your choice, more active, maybe you find some motion. But again, the left foot is on the outside of the hands. Maybe you start to open that left foot to the outside blade. 3 more rounds of breath wherever you are. And then we'll slowly all start to drop to the back knee, untuck the back toes, maybe you find your padding. Start to walk this left foot across. So moving into our pigeon pose, walking the left foot across to the right side of the mat. The shin of the left leg does not need to be parallel. You can draw that left heel into the right hip. So lift up nice and tall. Maybe you start to drop down to the elbows. Maybe you stay up here, or maybe you flip to the back, cross the left ankle over the right. So wherever you are, we'll be here for several more rounds of breath. Find some space. Try to allow the hips to even out. If you have a block or your book, maybe you rest your head on it. Option to stay here, option to press the right hand into the mat. Maybe you find that quad stretch to start to lift the toes, reach around with the left hand, maybe you catch the toes. So it's just an option. If you're feeling open, feeling like you need a little more, wherever you are, we'll take 3 more rounds of breath. Start to press yourself up, or if you're on the back, flip over. We'll slowly start to swing the right leg around. So if you're on the back, just meet us in seated. So bend in the left knee, pull the right knee into the chest, or step the right foot across. Inhale, sit up tall. Left arm lifts, maybe start to wrap the knee. Right arm is behind you, find a little twist. Just notice the strength and stability of the floor holding you up. Strength of the spine. Slowly unwind. Plant both soles of the feet on the earth. Drop the hands back behind you. We'll find these little windshield wipers again. One more thing for the hip flexors. Extend both legs long. And then we'll pull the sole of the right foot in the left thigh. We'll take the right hand back behind us, and we'll start to press into this left foot and lift up. So we did this a few days ago. Come onto the right knee, extend the left arm long, and start to slowly drop it down. Option for 2 more. Press the hips forward. Maybe you want to pad the knee. Awesome. Come back and switch. So maybe you want to keep the knee on your blanket padding. So this time, right leg extends long, left sole of the foot into the thigh, or whichever side you didn't do last time. Lift the left arm up, press it back behind you. Extend the right arm and lift the hips forward. Find some extension across the front body. 2 more times. Awesome. Come back to neutral. Pull the knees in. Round forward and just allow the head and neck to be heavy. So we'll find our way to our mats. Start to find some more floor postures before we come into our Shavasana. So roll all the way down. Allow the knees to rock side to side. And we'll catch the right knee. Roll out the ankle. And then reach for the right knee with the right hand. Pull the right leg wide. and then pull it back to center. So 2 more times. Just press the right knee down with the right hand, but resist with the right knee. So you're pressing your hand and your knee in together. Pull it back to center. Last time, press the knee down, but press the knee into the hand, find some resistance. Come back to center. And then we'll pull the knee into the chest and take it as wide as the elbow. Lift the right sole of the foot. Find this half happy baby. So similar to our lizard lunge, just flipped upside down. Allow the shoulders to relax. So if you can't catch the blade of the foot, maybe you reach behind the knee. Anywhere you can make contact, or maybe you have your strap or your towel nearby, wrap it around the foot. Find your breath. And then we're going to find that similar rocking our little leg baby like we did at the beginning of class. So take the right foot, pull it into the crook of the left elbow or onto the left hand, and just start to rock the knee across the chest. So we're just rocking the knee to the right and then to the left, pulling the leg with it, just like we did seated. And then we'll lift sole of the left foot to the mat. Place the right ankle on top. So if you already did this on our pigeon, maybe you can go a little deeper. Otherwise, reach for the back of the left thigh. Start to pull the left knee into the chest. Right knee comes wide. So if you feel like you could go even deeper on this, this is a good one to self-assist off the wall. If you scooch all the way to the wall, you press this left foot into the wall and give yourself a little assist to push the left knee into the chest more. So find a few rounds of breath. Maybe allow the eyes to be heavy or closed. Where can you find more relaxation in the chest, in the face, in the shoulders? Release the hands, keep the legs as they are, take the arms wide. We're going to drop this entire shape over to the left, find a twist. So the right sole of the foot comes to the earth. If that feels like too much, you can just pull the right knee to the chest and take it across. Slowly come back to center. Bicycle legs out, get some movement. And then we'll switch. So reach for the left knee, extend the right leg long. We'll find those resistance. So pull the left knee out to the left side. Left hand pushes into the left knee. Push the knee back into the hand. So we're taking the knee out to the left side. Come back to center. 2 more times. Find that self-resistance. One more time. Pull the knee into the chest. Then take it as wide as the elbow. Lift the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Find an outside blade of the foot or the ankle. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. Bicycling the legs out makes me think of a dream I had a few nights ago, which Dan, my fiance, is in the office back in that back door, so he's probably going to start laughing. But I had a dream I was in a triathlon, and I was also training for the Olympics, which is a joke because I don't run at all. I can bike, but certainly not that far, and I'm a decent swimmer, but not very fast. So I remember thinking in the dream, how have they found no one else who's a better triathlete than me, that I'm in the Olympic trials? But there we were, and I was actually in the lead. So it's not a dream I'm going to pursue, but it was pretty funny to wake up and for a second think that I was a triathlete. Check in with your breath. And then we'll come back, find that little rock the hip, rock the little leg baby. So maybe the left foot comes to the right crease of the elbow or just to the hand, and just start to rock the knee back and forth, kind of like you're playing your own little human violin. And then we'll plant sole of the right foot on the mat. Left ankle crosses above the right knee. Find that figure 4. Reach around, grab for the back of the right thigh. If you have even more space, you can always wrap around the front of the right shin, wherever you feel like you're getting some space and some openness. For the next few rounds of breath, allow the eyes to be closed. Maybe take a cleansing breath. Let it go. Keep the legs as they are, arms come wide. Allow the entire shape to drop to the right. Find your twist. Maybe the gaze comes to the left, you find your full spinal twist. Or again, if that's too deep, just pull the left knee into the chest and take it across the body. Two more rounds of breath. Slowly come back to center. This time, we're going to keep the legs crossed so that the left knee stacks on top of the right. So for some of you, this may be too tight, but what we're going to go into on each side is a reclined, it's actually Gomukhasana pose, which is cow face pose. So stacking the knees on top of each other or getting close, maybe they're just crossed part of the way. But reach for the ankle. So actually the right hand's reaching for the left ankle because of the cross. And then maybe pull the legs out and back in towards the body. So nice and deep, especially into that left hip. The left leg is on top. Check in with the breath. Release. And then we'll switch to the other side. So right knee, right leg crosses on top. So maybe the knees start to stack, and then you reach for the ankles that have come nice and wide. So hopefully this makes sense. So reach for the feet or the ankles, pull the legs back towards the chest. So now we're getting deeper into the right hip. Slowly release. Bicycle the legs out. Have your own little mini biking portion of the triathlon. Although I will not be swimming today. I think Lake Michigan is a little too cold. So take the soles of the feet as wide as the mat and start to windshield wiper the knees, nice and gentle side to side. Maybe you pause if it feels good. If there's any other final movements that you need to round out your practice, feel free to take a few moments to do that now, or cut me off and come back, do your own Shavasana. But I will lead you through a short Shavasana final resting pose and bring us back together with some words and thoughts for the day. So if you feel complete in your practice, extend the legs long. Maybe if you have that blanket, use it to cover yourself. Allow the neck to be neutral. Allow the hands to fall open. So take some time to get the wiggles out. Find a space where you can be comfortable for just a few minutes time. Relaxing the space between the eyebrows. Releasing the jaw. Allowing the shoulders to start to melt into the mat. Loosen any control on the breath. Allow this breath to ease the body into relaxation. Can you let yourself become just 10% more relaxed? Take rest here in this reclined pose. I'll bring you back in a few minutes' time. Durga Devi Shankari Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. Slowly starting to bring some awareness back into the breath. Bringing awareness back into the physical body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe rocking the head side to side. If and when you feel ready, start to reach the arms overhead. Point the toes. Take a nice full body stretch like you're just getting up in the morning. Then hug the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Gently fall over to one side, finding the fetal posture. Allowing the head to rest in the hands. Taking a few moments here to find gratitude, the time you took for yourself this morning, for your practice, for your breath. The time that you set aside for your own mental health and well-being. Finding gratitude for what you do have. Everything else is being stripped away. Plans, trips, the ability to be with people you love in person in some cases. Maybe even some freedoms, ability to move about your town or your state in the way that we are all used to. So we strip down to these very basic needs. Finding gratitude for the food that you have in your fridge, in your pantry. Clean running water at your disposal. Gratitude for those of us who live with people, for those people or those pets. Those that are keeping us company, or for some of us who live alone. Finding gratitude for that solitude, maybe something that at some point in a different part of our lives we had wished for some quiet time to think and process and be. Think of one more thing to be grateful for in this moment, some need that you have that is fulfilled and covered. Maybe it's just the sunshine outside of your window. The ability to talk to friends and family across the globe. All this technology that we have also allows us to share this practice. Take a cleansing breath here in your fetal posture. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Slowly start to roll up to a comfortable seat. Allowing the hands to rest on the knees. Taking a moment to remind yourself that you are enough just as you are right now. Whatever does or does not get accomplished today or this week, you will still be enough. You have always been enough, and you will always be enough. No change is needed. No apologies necessary. Forging your own path through these times, taking what you need and leaving the rest, feeling no guilt about what you should or should not be doing for yourself or others. Finding your practices of self-care. Reminding yourself that you are your own best teacher, your own best resource. You're stable in these times of chaos. We'll take a cleansing breath together. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, let it go. Connect the knuckles of the thumbs to the sternum, symbolizing the connection of our body to our breath, our prana, our life force. It's truly my honor to guide you through your practice. The light in me sees